Hi. Sorry for all the technical difficulties. Welcome to Sona Motivates. Sona motivates you to eat healthy, be happy, and enjoy every moment. So sorry guys for the first video. We have been trying to get on live, and somehow the camera was twisted, so it was the viewers could see us upside down and all the stuff was going on. But we are back here again. Okay, welcome to Facebook Live. It's week 21 and today's spice is ginger. You can say dry ginger or ginger in general, and it's like we are going to talk about 3 remarkable health benefits of this amazing popular rhizome or spice. Okay, so rhizome is basically the underground stem, so it's not a root. Some people think that ginger is a root, but it's not, it's a rhizome. Okay, and for us, we love ginger so much that we have ginger in live with us here. So can I get our ginger? And we are going to show you guys our ginger. So we love this spice so much that we have ginger with us here. So we named her Ginger. She is 5 months old and she is very, very active and cute. But today we are not going to talk about this ginger, but I am going to show you which ginger we are going to talk about. Okay, so here is this ginger. This is the ginger root, or sorry, rhizome. Or the same comes in the dried form, in the powder form, or even some people have ginger oil or ginger juice. So we are going to use all of these in our cooking or in the medicinal purposes what we are going to talk right now. Okay, so welcome again to Sona Motivates, our week 21. Can you believe it's week 21? Ginger, a very, very healthy, the healthiest spice or herb or rhizome of all time. Okay, so okay, let me see who is here online. If we are, yes, we are finally in the right. Okay, I hope we are okay. Hi Pratibha, thank you for joining. Lot of stuff was happening here, and now finally we are live doing what we are supposed to do, talking about ginger, a very healthy medicinal spice. Okay, so ginger is from the same family as cardamom or turmeric. And it is very beneficial. It has been always used as an Ayurvedic remedy for a lot of stuff, a lot of health problems, and also as all the culinary aspects. It has been always used in Indian cuisine and in many worldwide, in many of the cuisine, in Chinese and in Middle Eastern cuisine as well. And of course, we all know about the gingerbread man, the gingerbread house, and so ginger is very popular. Ginger ale, so it's very popular, very health, very healthiest spice you can work with. Okay, it has different kinds. Some are very regarding the taste, some are very mild, they are not that spicy, and some are very spicy. Also depending on the from which region it comes, which country it is, that's how it's, whether it's spicy or it's it is milder, and which kind we will see soon. Okay, hi Roshni, thank you for joining. So today we are going to talk about ginger, and let's see our first health benefit. The first health benefit is ginger is, by what I can say is, it's a very commonly used in all kinds of cold or respiratory issues, or sore throat, flu-like symptoms. So it is in Ayurvedic treatment, or even in back home, in India, we always use ginger for any kind of cold, sinus or migraine, and any kind of headache. So ginger is widely used as this remedy. Okay. Since ginger has lot of, it has a good quantity of phytonutrient called gingerol, which is antibacterial, antiviral, it is antioxidant, and of course it is anti-inflammatory, and it is very, very beneficial for any kind of cold related symptoms. Now we will jump in to see how we can use ginger in different form. Hi Monica, thank you very much for joining, and I already have 2 comments here, and I'm going to see, okay, it's hello from Neela. Thank you Neela for joining. I see a lot of familiar faces here. Thank you all for joining, and let's jump into our first health benefit that we are talking about. It's about how it is helpful in cold like symptoms, cold and flu, and definitely I'm going to tell you guys now how we can use it in different forms. So okay, so if it is in a powder form, it's the best way is have the dry ginger powder with you. I don't have right now to show you guys, but you can always get them on Amazon or also in Indian stores. Okay, so you take some quantity of ginger powder, then also clove powder, and a very little bit of salt, and keep this mixture ready. And as soon as you start looking around, you start thinking when you see the weather, cold weather approaching, make sure you start having a little bit, maybe half teaspoon or 1 teaspoon morning and evening, and this way you can avoid all these, it's very good for immune system, especially for the cold like symptoms. So this is one of the idea. But those of my friend who don't like the spiciness of ginger powder, you can always go with the juice. So what you can do is you can grate this ginger. Of course I'm talking about the natural ginger form, not the dry ginger. What you can do is you can grate it, then you can take the juice of it and then add honey, and that is a very, very excellent remedy for especially for kids, because it tastes sweet. So you in the morning and evening you can make them drink, have the sip. You can make them lick the ginger juice and honey together, and this way there won't be any cold, and if they are having any cold or mucus, this ginger will help them from relieve from this mucus. Okay, so if we saw how ginger powder can be used, we saw the ginger juice can be used, and if not, this actually is a well tested remedy. It has always helped me. Now going to India, it's a big deal for us. It's almost 24 hours door to door, the journey, and especially our flight is around 18 hours straight, sometimes 14 hours of course, and 4 to 5 hours later, or maybe 8 hours and 9 hours. So these are long flights, and somehow when I used to go back home, I used to have so much of headache, and it used to it was like maybe a lot of sinus pressure, and it was like a peculiar form of headache where as soon as you bend down you feel a lot of pressure and it starts hurting. So my take was for a couple of whenever for first trip it was very hard for me, but then next trip when I talked to my sister about it, that my head hurts when I maybe because of the weather change, or maybe in flight it's very cold, and then as soon as we land in Mumbai it's very hot and humid, so maybe all of these stuff. So my sister told me what I can do is I should have the ginger powder, and then she made me add a little bit of water in it, and then we are supposed to cook it a little bit, maybe warm it for maybe a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, and then you have to try applying this ginger powder on your head, on your forehead where it hurts, maybe the night before, the night when it is hurting, and let it dry the whole night. Keep it as it is, and you won't believe, within 2 months I was relieved. I was the next morning I started, there was a runny nose, and I started feeling my sinus pressure getting relieved from the sinus pressure. I could feel my sinus, my mucus draining out, and it was so helpful. So definitely, if you don't like consuming ginger powder, or of course the ginger juice, this is the best idea to apply it from external on your skin. And even some people actually, when they have throat pain, they apply the ginger paste on their throat as well. So it really works miracle, and you have to try it if you're suffering from long these symptoms of sinus for a while, and you have been trying all these sinus remedies, the over-the-counter remedies. Please try this ginger paste, and it really works. So next time onwards, make sure you have this ginger with you, as well as you have the dry ginger, and then the ginger juice you can make it by yourself. So this was our first health benefit, that ginger has gingerol, and it helps greatly to relieve common cold and flu like symptoms, sore throat, and even the sinus and mucus, and relieving from that kind of thing. Okay, so this was our first health benefit, and now we are going to see our second health benefit, and that is regarding that nausea. So we all at some point in life suffer from nausea, no matter what because nausea is it's maybe it's a symptom of a disease, or maybe some kind of discomfort or some kind of problem with it is starting. That's what nausea is. So you suffer nausea sometimes from motion sickness, from morning sickness. All the the ladies who get pregnant, they have been through it. The morning sickness is there. Sometimes it's medication induced nausea. It might be because of some kind of side effect, or sometimes it's because of anesthesia, some kind of surgery, post surgery nausea. It might even for the chemo, some people who suffer from cancer and go through the chemotherapy treatment, they have the chemo induced nausea. And also the food poisoning. Sometimes the nausea is because of you have food poisoning and you cannot have the food. And scientists have proved that no matter what kind of nausea you are going through, you're feeling, ginger is actually effective in all of those. So any of this symptom you are going through, make sure you use ginger generously. It helps a lot in any kind of nausea. In fact, they have tried that one of the over-the-counter medication, its name is Dramamine. So some of they did a research on Dramamine, that this is a prescription drug especially for motion sickness. And when they tried this with some subjects using this Dramamine and some subjects using the ginger, they actually found that the ginger was more effective than the over-the-counter medication, and people got relieved from having consuming ginger more than the over-the-counter medication. So for any kind of nausea, make sure you use ginger. Okay, and the best part of using ginger in nausea symptom is not only only for nausea, but it also helps you relieve all the symptoms related. When you have nausea, you usually have dizziness, you have vomiting, or you have cold sweating. So ginger helps relieve from all these symptoms. And it tastes so good. It is very, very aromatic, and we have been using ginger forever. In fact, it's commonly called back home in India, it's called sont or sunt in our language, and it helps relieve common cold, nausea, and it's a very go-to remedy at our household. So I would recommend you guys to keep ginger handy all the time and try to use it very, very often. And I see here a lot of familiar faces. I see Chroma joining in. Thank you, Chroma. And I also see Kirti joining in from India. Thank you, Kirti. And I see Rashmi Singh joining. And thank you very much, Rashmi, joining in. Please, guys, don't forget to ask questions so we can have this interactive session. And of course, we all use ginger. We know about ginger. So how do you use ginger in your cooking? Please keep adding your comments, and that way I will know that how you use it, and maybe I can get some idea to use it myself too. Okay, so now we are going to see a little bit more interesting facts about ginger. And ginger is actually mentioned in an ancient Chinese, Indian, and even Middle Eastern writings. And it's long way, like I started saying it, it's always known for its aromatic, culinary, and medicinal properties. So it's very common. So it's not only for culinary, but of course it was always known for its medicinal or Ayurvedic properties for healing. Okay, and the top commercial producers of ginger are actually Jamaica, India, Fiji, Indonesia, and Australia. And half of world's best quality ginger actually comes from India's Malabar coast and in cities, which is in cities of Calicut and Cochin. But according to ginger savvy users, the chefs, they like the ginger from Jamaica because they think it's more, it has the milder flavor and it is better for cooking. So popular is the ginger from Jamaica. Hi Michelle, thank you for joining in. So today we are talking about ginger, and if you use ginger, let us know how, in which form you use ginger, and if not, at the end of this session in this video, I'm going to share more informative and more different kind of ideas to share to cook with ginger. Okay, so stick till the end. Okay, and so I was telling about how it is useful in common cold, relieving from common cold and sinus problem, also from any kind of nausea. And we just saw where ginger comes from. It comes, half of the ginger comes from India, but the ginger in US, most of the ginger in US, it comes from Hawaii. Okay, and we are going to see the last health benefit of today of ginger, and it is pain reduction. Ginger, as we saw, it has gingerol, which is anti-inflammatory. It is very commonly used in relieving the muscle pain, especially which is after workout. So if you start working out after longer, or if sometimes even if you work on different muscles, sometimes it hurts. Sometimes if you biceps and triceps, or sometimes even with the abs, if you do it a little more, you push yourself a little harder, it hurts. So to avoid that pain and not to reach out for the over-the-counter painkiller, ginger is your best friend. So what you can do is, I even in the last video or previous videos, I have recommended that what I usually do, I'll tell you that I boil water, and then I grate a little bit of ginger. You can call it as ginger tea. Grate a ginger, maybe 1 or 2 inch, boil it for 5 minutes, add half a lemon, squeeze half lemon and make the lemon juice, and then you can add brown sugar, or if you're of course if you're vegan, you can add brown sugar, but if you're not, you can add honey. And then just stir it, let it cool for a while, and just keep sipping it the whole day. It has so many health benefits. This typical tea, it has so many health benefits. It's great for inflammation, like we said, we just talked about it. Actually great for any kind of if you don't feel like if you have low appetite, you don't feel like eating, it actually helps you boost the digestive juices, and you feel like having food. And if the other way around, it actually also helps you for the weight loss. It helps release the juices and the digestive juices, so it helps all kinds of digestive problems, and you feel better. So that is one of the thing. And now we were talking about ginger's pain reduction property, and the volunteers at University of Georgia, they have seen that the ginger supplementation actually reduced exercise induced muscle pain. So that's what I talked about previously. Not only that, we know some of the women who they suffer from menstrual discomfort. They have lot of pain during menstrual cycle, and it might be because of they might be suffering from dysmenorrhea, which is very severe pain during menstruation. That time also ginger water, or even this ginger tea, or any kind of ginger in any kind of form, it helps a lot. And I see Arlene joining in. Thank you, Arlene, for joining. It was pleasant to watch the bhajans at your place the other day. So it was thank you for sharing those with us. And so guys, just now we saw these 3 amazing health benefits of ginger. The first one I talked about was about how it can be used in common cold, or even in in the cold, like flu-like symptoms, or in the sinus, or even migraine. We saw about how it is useful in any kind of nausea or symptoms after nausea, what people feel, or it is also very helpful in any kind of pain reduction. And actually people, scientists have proved food that it reduces inflammation due to which is caused due to osteoarthritis too. So ginger is super healthy spice. So today was our 21st spice. So guys, even if you are not able to view the first 20 videos what I have posted about each spice each week, even if you stick to one of the spice, maybe turmeric or ginger, this will be the happiest thing I did so far for the 20 weeks, because ginger is the greatest spice. Make sure you use it widely. So now we are going to see how you can incorporate ginger in different way in your cooking. Okay. So of course, if you cook Indian curries, we can always grate them in ginger, in the curries. Okay, sorry about it. We can always grate the ginger in our curries, but you can always use them in dal, in soup, in lentil soups. Hi Pammi, thank you for joining in. Okay, so Chroma is actually giving us an idea that he uses in Mexican piggy cookies. Okay, I have never heard about those, but I would like to have the recipe if you can post, and then we will see how to make these piggy cookies. Okay, so cookies, grating the ginger in cookie dough is a superb idea. Even some people use it in I think they use it in cheesecake. So while making cheesecake, it gives a very nice, very slight and subtle kick to the cheesecake. I have also heard that people, they use the crystalline form of ginger in ice cream or whipping cream. So next time on your pancake, if you have spread the whipping cream, make sure you just maybe grate a little bit crystalline ginger on your pancake and let us know how it feels. It has a very nice flavor to it, and I'm sure it will taste very good. Okay, one more idea is actually I got a great recipe of ginger syrup. I have actually never made it myself, but I really liked it. So it says that we can make ginger syrup by combining maybe half a pound of peeled and diced ginger and in 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water. So the 1/4 pound. I'm extremely sorry. It's 1/4 pound of ginger, peeled and diced, 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water. Bring it to boil and cook for around 25-30 minutes, and then strain and cool it. And isn't it amazing? It sounds so interesting. I'm sure this syrup will be tasting so good. So maybe you guys try it. Let us know how it was, and I'm going to try it myself, and then I'll let you know how it was for me. Okay, one more idea is if you eat tofu or noodles, grating the fresh ginger in the cooked tofu is also very it will be very spicy and very flavorful rather than spicy. Okay, it will be a little spicy but very flavorful. So try cooking with ginger this way. Add to your tofu or noodles. I have never added to pasta directly. Yes, no, I have never added to it, but I do make my own marinara sauce where I use ginger generously. So I definitely know it goes very well with the marinara or pasta sauce. So that is one of the way you can use ginger. And if not, I have already shared the other ways. Even if you don't like to maybe use spices in your cooking, you can always use them like a remedies, like we saw in a juice form or in a grated form or in a powder or ground form. You can consume it. You can apply it. So there are many ways to use and incorporate ginger or any kind of spice rather in your diet if you want to. So this is all. Oh, hi Archana, thank you for joining in. And today we were talking about ginger, and we are almost ready to leave, but thank you for the love, Archana. It's always pleasure to see you. And we talked about ginger, and I'm ready to actually wrap up this session. But please watch the videos. Make sure you share these videos if you like them. Please leave your comments because they keep us going, and I can answer them later. And we would like to know that which spice you would like us to explore next week, and make sure you post about it too. And today we started this video a little later because there were some technical difficulties, but somehow we managed, and now we will be able to post it. Last week's video, somehow it wasn't live because we were facing some problems, so we actually reshooted the video and posted it today. So make sure you watch last week's tamarind video, share it, watch today's ginger video and share it, and leave your valuable comments, likes, and don't forget our YouTube channel, and whatever you would like to ask for, make sure you keep us posted with it. Okay, and I see Pratibha saying, how about adding ginger in coffee just like we add in tea? How can I forget the amazing tea, Indian ginger tea. It's a very, very popular, adrak wali chai, that's what we call it. Yes, adding to coffee, that's a very good idea. Let me get my ground ginger, in the powder form, and let me try to add to the coffee I drink. I think that will be a very interesting idea, because I do use cinnamon there, but I have never used ginger powder, but I think it will taste good. And Archana is saying that love hearing from you every week. Actually, thank you, Archana. It's always pleasure to see you and hear from you, and I'm so proud of you, dear, about your cookbook and you're going live with your Instant Pot. I love it to watch you and keep going. Okay, and I also see Nimisha joining in. Thank you, Nimisha. Yes, Pratibha, I'm going to try with the coffee and let you guys know, and then you can try and you can be a little safer. But I'm sure it will taste good. So guys, it's time to leave, but it's always pleasure to meet you guys. Oh, thank you, Archana. Actually, you are my inspiration. Thank you very much, sweetheart. And see you next week with a new spice and a lot of new information, and keep me posted about your comments. Lot of love and take care. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye.